Hello my fellow real-time strategy fans, do I have a surprise for you this holiday season? Global Conflagration has a playtest you can all join right now on Steam, and this time Skirmish AI is included. I had a fantastic and really fun match with one of the developers against two AI enemies. We played as the European Defensive Union faction, EDU for short, against the Carpathia faction. These are just some of the highlights from that match, which you can watch in its entirety during this video. You might remember that I showcased Global Conflagration in my previous upcoming games list, along with many other great RTS games in development, and I'm extremely happy to be showing it to you now in much more detail. Use the link up here or below in the description if you haven't watched those RTS game showcases. This game is being developed by a really small team behind the name Midwood, a name which reminds us of one of the greatest RTS development studios ever, Westwood. They created Command & Conquer and Dune RTS franchises, and those games are definitely the inspiration behind Global Conflagration, with a key gameplay aspect taken from World in Conflict, another landmark RTS game, and that aspect are upgradable capture points which serve as resource generation points. There are also measures, which are abilities you can call from beyond the game map, like the area reveal, support barrage, repair drop, and even air support. If you have played CNC Generals, you'll be well familiarized with these. After capturing the control points dotted around the map, you can even increase the amount of resources generated by them by deploying an expansion unit on them, which you build at the HQ. But these can easily be destroyed by the enemy when they arrive in force to take over your control point. On the other hand, they do give you precious time to get there and defend the point before you lose it. There are even upgrades for those expansion units once they are deployed on a control point, which are checkpoints of sorts and marked by a flag icon on the minimap. But enough about the economy, because the fights are where the fun is at. There are of course infantry units, light and heavy armor, and even several types of air units, a number of helicopters, but also fighter jets and slow-moving gunships. Cherry on the cake are actual airships which rock heavy caliber guns and are almost straight out of Red Alert 2. Kirov reporting, "She's gonna blow!" And they do blow up quite spectacularly. The best counters for them are ground AA units, but also jets with missiles, and a good soft counter are attack helicopters. And indeed, the whole game works on a system of hard and soft counters. Fast and light attack vehicles can drive circles around heavy rocket artillery, but tanks will get pounded into dust by them if you have proper scouts. The maps are just big enough to prevent constant base-to-base attacks and help drive battles for capture points across them, while still small enough that you can send reinforcements or even bring back units to be repaired. When these units do get destroyed, they will occasionally have wounded troops which you want to gather up, as they will help you if you do so. The exact mechanics change during development, but the main idea is that by saving stranded and injured soldiers, you get bonuses. There is also a good variety of units and weapons on them, but you can also upgrade some of them to add additional firepower, like a machine gun for a tank to help it deal with a squad of rocketmen. Another example of a mix of hard and soft counters. The game ran really smoothly for me during the whole match, and there were quite a number of explosions and units on the screen, especially at the point when we joined forces and attacked the enemy bases, which on this map were basically joined and one next to each other. There are of course also maps for 2 players, and in the future there will be maps for up to 8 players. The sounds of combat are fantastic, and so is the music, and it really gets your blood pumping, as does the constant action. I was a bit taken aback by the camera control being on the arrow keyboard keys rather than WASD, but I got over it. While I do have to say the UI needs some more polish, the graphics, art, sound and gameplay hit the right spots for a fast-paced modern combat RTS. I enjoyed the match immensely, and I must admit I am more than a bit rusty on my build orders and commands, as I have been playing mostly simulation management games for a while. Having a baby at home, and now he's a grown-up boy, he really prevents me from enjoying online RTS games, and playing with only bots just does not do any RTS game justice. But in any event, I finally found some time to spend on Global Conflagration, and it's glorious. I wish all the best to developers and invite you all to try out the game while its playtest is online. If you end up watching this when it's not, you can hop in and join their Discord server to see when the next playtest will be on. Link is in the description, where you will also find more of my videos about similar games. I want to thank you for watching and invite you to enjoy the rest of the video and the full match. Again, please don't judge the gameplay only on my rusted RTS skills. I got better near the end, and at least it wasn't a shameful display, as the famous Total War Shogun 2 voice actor would say. Have fun and happy gaming.
Building. Building completed. Training. Insufficient funds. Training.
Rifleman reporting.
Ready to deploy. Agreed.
Resource point captured.
Ready for anything.
Picked up and ready to go.
Training.
Ready to move out. We are relocating.
Monsieur!
Soldiers, get into position.
Building. Training.
Reporting for duty. We got
Move orders.
Going.
Support is our specialty.
these bastards.
Join them quickly. Get out.
Now! Rip them apart!
Building completed. Training.
Wird erledigt.
Training.
Right.
Waiting.
Instructions.
hands.
Training.
Guided missiles waiting assignment.
Training.
Ouais? Quoi?
Taking position. Come on then, we have to go.
Let's get it over with.
Training. Training.
Alors, c'est quoi le plan? Then hell! Hear you! One heading out. Loaded and ready to go.
Building.
I'm listening. Handle that weapon with
Care, damn it.
wait.
Resource point captured.
Our missiles.
Guys are needed elsewhere.
Allez, c'est parti.
Training. Training. Training.
Light armored reconnaissance vehicle ready.
Squad,
Attention.
Find them before they
Find us.
set them up over there.
Resource point contested.
Attention.
Wait. Let's
Strike some tanks. We got you covered, Commander.
Monsieur.
We will provide.
All the intel you
All
need.
stuff.
What is
Resource
our
point
specialty?
contested.
We have our orders.
Resource
Now
point
move.
captured.
Where do you need an outpost at?
Training.
Standing by for deployment.
Orders.
Let's get it.
Hold down. We're taking heavy damage.
Handle that weapon with care.
Damn it.
Need a sitter.
Lep.
Self-propelled artillery in the field.
Resource point captured.
You're pounding us pretty hard here.
Open for hostile units.
Guided missiles waiting assignment.
At once. This wasn't built to withstand such hits. I'm getting out of my ears. Light armor pushing forward.
Without delay. Guns ready.
Expanding the defense.
Civilian.
Loaded and ready to go.
Scout car.
You can count others.
Building. Training. Training.
Alors, c'est quoi le plan?
Resource point captured.
Inventory checked.
They
That armor, they sure won't.
Training.
Borrat.
Building
Loaded and
completed.
ready to go.
At once. Come on, men, we have to go.
Hydraulics checked.
Training.
Alors,
C'est quoi le plan? Allez, c'est parti.
This was built.
That's such hits.
Commander,
they had to send an
Best.
handle that weapon with care, damn it!
Now move. Set them up over there.
You're not going anywhere. Ah,
We will spot the enemy.
We're under fire, sir.
HQ, what are you?
Provided 400 attack. Thank God us.
Bastarde! Damaged our tank. Stand by, Sheriff. No armor can stand in our way.
Building lost. Training. Building lost. Training.
The best tank there is. Let's look.
The sheriff
Honda and forward.
opponent.
Reporting.
Light armored reconnaissance vehicle ready.
We shall law for Europa.
Hands out
The move.
advancing.
Training.
Can't take it for much longer.
Insufficient funds.
Sensors online.
This heavy armor. Be hard here.
Time to move.
They must have a death wish. Cut through them like butter. Nuts! Anti-millimeter cannon waiting for target. What needs to be demolished?
Training. Training.
Supplies are in order.
Find them before.
Where they find us.
Resource point captured.
The best tank there is. Disgrace to mother.
Entering coast, Commandant. We heavy damage.
We need orders. Driving to the location. Empfange Koordinaten.
Have everything you need right here.
Looking for hostile units.
Scouting the surroundings. Cannon waiting for target.
You need something?
Damage.
Training. Training.
We cut through them like butter.
Engaging it.
It's who's next on the chopping
We will provide all the intel.
Let's hear out an expansion plan.
Control systems work.
APC here. We have your 6.
Exploring location. Seeking enemy assets. Onderweg, commandant. Here we go.
Jaguar standing
Ready
by.
to deploy.
Seeking new opportunities.
Helicopter ready.
Scout car awaiting orders.
What's our target?
Supplies are in order.
Laying low.
Training.
Escaped.
We have orders to move.
Moving, mein Kommandant.
Training. Training. Insufficient funds.
Attack helicopter. Playtest to their
Now,
Expanding the defensive union.
installing hits.
We shall
Getting hotter right all over.
armor.
That is needed outpost that.
No armor can stand
Europe
in
shall
our
be
way.
rebuilt once more.
We cut through them.
Like butter.
Training. Training.
Scheiße! Thank God I can.
Down the line. Mopa.
Training.
Regular standing by.
Training. Resource point contested.
Was geht?
Heading there now. Stop them.
Training. Building.
Armored up and good to go.
Mobile air defense at your command.
Already on it.
We!
Attack helicopter.
Taking heavy damage. Got the plan, Commander. Throwing stuff up.
On the hunt for a run.
Suffering damage on
We have orders to move.
Guided missiles waiting assignments.
Training. Training. Training.
Throwing stuff up.
Take this.
Invented.
Checked.
Unser Target-Hauptquartier. Start Tank.
Resource point captured.
Heavy armor will
See us through.
Nice problem.
Plenty of space.
20mm.
Been waiting for time. Zeit. Sie.
Monsieur?
Closing in on them.
anti-aircraft gun reporting in.
At once. Scheiße! They got us.
Who's next? Causing heavy damage. Need orders.
Resource point captured.
Bastarde. They damaged our tank.
Eyes peeled.
They got armor.
They
They soon
won't. Taking position.
Training.